think I'm going to need better equipment. I feel like I'm just kind of hodgepodging this together. Hey, girls. It's April 12th, 2024. And as you know now, I guess, yeah, starting the new channel. So, first video to you guys, kind of. There are the other private videos, but those are private. I am on my last day of being off for a solid week until I go back to work. I start a trip tomorrow morning at 5 in the morning, which is ridiculous. Who flies at 5 in the morning? For everybody out there, who buys a damn ticket and goes, yes, I'm going to fly at 5:15 in the morning? That sounds like a good idea. Where are you going? I don't know. To each their own. Traveling is one of those things. I'm checking my phone, sorry. My phone has not been charging properly. So I want to make sure. It did an update. Yeah, it's not charging. It did an update. You know, these damn updates, they're supposed to fix things. And my phone is stuck at 56%. So, geez, Dad, pull it together. I know, I'm a little spacey right now. And that ties into what I was going to make this first video about. Stress relief. Managing stress. Yeah. Needless to say, right now is a pretty stressful time in my life anyway. But there's always going to be stress. You can't get away from it. Life will just hand you stress. I have my own theories as to why that is, and that's for me. Well, say it, Dad. Jeez Louise. I happen to believe that's the test in our lives, is how we handle stress and negativity and those sorts of things. That's my personal belief. Everybody has their own kind of take on what the meaning of life is. I happen to believe that it's how we handle the negativity, and are we going to be positive or are we going to fall prey to that negativity? And stress most definitely is one of those things that will drive you towards negativity. I saw a guy, was it last week? Oh yeah, I was driving up, I picked up some overtime flying out of Denver. And I saw this guy driving up Pena Boulevard, if you know where that's at. It's going right to the airport. And he's tearing through traffic. I can see him in my rearview mirror. And he's tearing through traffic. And he blasts by me, and I just kind of go, late for your flight, huh? And not, I don't know, 5 minutes later, I see him pulled over because they have speed traps there, right by Denver International. And sure enough, he gets pulled over. Now what's going to happen? He was maybe kind of late. Now he's really going to be late. And I thought to myself, like I always do, I thought to myself, now if he had just taken it slow, he wouldn't be dealing with the speeding ticket. He would have not endangered the lives of all the people. I mean, I'm maybe exaggerating a little bit, but you get my point. He risked everything to try and make up time that he could have just gone, hey, it's going to work out. For me, and my take is not for everybody, but for me, stress relief is realizing that things are going to work out just fine. They will. The world is not going to implode upon itself because you don't make it to the airport in time, or whatever it is. If you are writing a paper for school, oh dear God, if I don't get this paper done, or whatever your deadline happens to be, because that's always what it is. It's a deadline. The deadline will come and go, and maybe you get the thing done, and maybe you don't. But life will continue for that guy. If he had just chilled out, driven the speed limit, and gotten to the airport, he may have missed his flight. Yeah. There are other flights. You can go on the next one. They will rebook you. It's okay. Yeah. Lesson learned. You got to pay a little bit more money for whatever it is, a change fee or whatever they call it. Yeah, I know how the airlines gouge everybody. But still, it's going to work out. Just relax. It's difficult for me because I've been diagnosed as an empath by my therapist. Apparently, I feed off the emotions of other people. Girls, you already know that. But I see that person weaving in and out of traffic, and I actually go, "Oh, you're making me nervous, man. Jeez, calm down." You got to have good stress management. If you don't, you're gonna, as they say, suck at life. If you handle your stress and you just kind of go zen and chill and get monk-like, things work out. They really do. I can't tell you. I can't tell you how many times I've started to stress about something in the recent past and then go, hey, it'll work out. And it does. Every single time. It never fails. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. Does it work out the way I want it to? Not every time. But that's being a little bit narcissistic if you just want it to work out the way you want it to. If you're insistent upon it working out. I got to have it this way. No, it's okay. It can work out another way. It's fine. So I have a list. I made a list of things of stress management that I do. One of the biggest things I do is I meditate. And I don't meditate in the way that a lot of people meditate. I meditate in a different way. I go up, I have a hobby room, a model room. I build plastic models. There's a couple sitting right back. There's one sitting right back there because I had it out to clean it. That one's the Tomcat, and then there's a Learjet sitting back in there. I've got the camera connected to the computer, so I can't really move it all that much. But the Tomcat has a sister that is going to be sitting next to her. You can kind of figure out where I'm going with that. But I will go up there and sit in silence. And I think actually here, I've messed all this up now. Don't worry, I will get better at podcasting. I really will. Yeah. This here is the sister. So it started out a lot less than this, but that's when I had pieced it all together and was starting to actually paint it and decal it. So the camera sucks, and I apologize, but all the little tiny details that are in there, putting on the decals, adding the weathering, you can see like it didn't look like that. You got to make it look like it's worn, make it look realistic. Adding the piping in here and this little cable here, I added that and added the glass here, and all sorts of things. And I will sit there for hours and let my mind just go. It is one of the most unbelievably peaceful things. And sure, I'm not expecting you guys to build models, get all the panel lines and all the little rivets in there and all that stuff. Adding all this shading, you can tell I'm very proud of it. And then making it look more and more realistic, adding the landing gear, getting all the piping in there and all that stuff. Anyway, that's my meditation. I will sit there and I have to do something with my hands. I have a little bit of ADHD. Who's this? Oh, that is the Ring notifications. There's a missing dog. But I'll sit there and work with my hands and do it. And one of the things I think about very regularly, maybe you're familiar with the 12 steps. The 12 steps of sobriety, but the 12 steps are actually remarkably useful for anybody at any point in life. I encourage people to go with the 12 steps because they're so beneficial to everybody. But step 4 is something that not a lot of people do. And I can't recommend it enough. But you got to be very brutally honest with yourself. Step 4 is taking inventory, as they say. And when you take inventory, you're taking inventory mostly of resentment in your life. A resentment you feel towards somebody, like, oh, that son of a, you get one of those things going. Very, very rarely, almost never, unless you're a child or an animal, have you not played a part in that resentment. You've played some sort of part in that resentment. Even if it's just, well, I don't want to say it, but allowing the resentment to build. But that's kind of a cop-out. You don't want to do that. I had not a falling out, but I had a coworker who was, for lack of a better term, it seemed like he was out to get me. And I started building this resentment. Resentments are very stressful. I started building this resentment toward him. And then I realized I had made the decision to let him into my life. To not just let him into my life because we'd worked together, but I had shared information with him that I should not have shared. I didn't know him. And I opened myself up to a guy I barely knew, and then he decided to try and use that stuff against me. It was a pure bummer. I don't know why he did that. That maybe there's just some people out there that are just unhappy. But when I realized, hey, wait a minute, this is my fault. I told him personal stuff, actually stuff about you guys and what all went down with that. And then he went to the company and tried to get me in trouble. Didn't realize the company already knew all about it. Anyway, I did that. I caused that. I let him into my life when I shouldn't have. And step 4 was the way for me to realize, oh shit, I kind of caused this. And in the future, I'm going to be more cautious. In the future, I will just reserve information like that for people that I already hold to be trustworthy. So I will sit there and just meditate on my role in things and meditate on all sorts of things. I'll just let my mind wander. It's fantastic. And if I have a lot of people that's video games, but video games, you're a little bit too engaged with the video game. Don't get me wrong, I love my Call of Duty. Love it. But you're a little bit too engaged to let the mind wander. You want to be doing something that's a little bit, I don't know how to describe it. Something more creative, I guess, would be a good descriptor. Speaking of which, I'm painting I'm doing a mural for you guys. Got the whole Bob Ross thing going on. That super meditative. And you want to be doing something creative, letting your mind just go. The other time I meditate fairly good, but not as well as working out. You've heard me say, girls, we worked out together, and I told you the benefits of exercising. Exercising that word, getting it out, like exercising a demon. You get the demon out. Exercising is get it out, whatever it is, get it out. And I can't tell you how. Oh my gosh, even just thinking about it. When I put my body under stress and get the breathing going and sling a bunch of weight. When I'm done with that, it's not possible to be stressed out. It's phenomenal. It's so good. And if I really want to get crazy with it, I was going to show you guys this. I don't do it very much when working out because it's too hard. Probably you know about the benefits of breathing. Breathing exercises, you ever hear that? No? Maybe. I tried breathing exercises for a long time and I would always get distracted. And then this came into my world. These are masks that you wear that have the ability to restrict the oxygen, the air that goes in. And there are two little switches here and you can adjust. This is how hard is it to breathe in, how hard is it to breathe out. I leave it on the easy level. I will put this on and just hold it on there. It's got the straps and everything. You can strap it on your face. Or you can just sit there. Does it look silly? Yeah, it looks pretty silly. But after about 30 seconds of having this thing on, you can't think about anything but your breathing. And you can't let your mind really wander into something else because this thing's strapped to your face like that thing from Alien. It's fantastic. And I'm sure you can just pull it right off when you want to, but you get a full, deep breath in, and then you have to use your diaphragm and get all that carbon dioxide out, and you really push it out. If you're ever feeling stressed and you can't seem to get your breathing exercises just right, get one of these workout masks. I don't know what they're called, but this one here, I don't know. Work hard, play hard is what it says. Work hard, play hard. That is a phenomenal tool. I really enjoy that thing. Anyway, yeah, you might look a little bit like Bane. But get the mask on.
Nobody cared who I was until I put on the mask.
Yeah, one of those.
It keeps me chill.
Do one of those things, you know. I think I was Bane for Halloween one year. I shaved my head. I miss doing that stuff. Now the pictures are around here somewhere. We won't do that. I'm still not at a point where I can look at pictures of you guys. It's too painful. So we won't be doing that just yet. Eventually, yeah, but I can't be going and crying all over the internet. That's not just. And the other thing, probably not the most important, but what I do most often is I stay busy. In order to manage stress, I stay as busy as I can, and that way I'm just being productive. Because the moment you start getting stressed out and letting that stress get to you and let things build up in your life, that you got that to-do list that just keeps getting longer, oh God, now you've created a catch-22 where you're not going to be getting rid of stress until you get some stuff done. You're not going to get some stuff done until you get some stress relief, and it turns into a vicious cycle. Stay busy, keep going, find an excuse to keep on going, as they say. What was it? Find an excuse to win? I think that was the motto that we used to say to each other. It comes from SEALs, Navy SEALs. Keep on going. Just keep going, no matter what. Just find an excuse. My excuse is you guys. That's why I keep on going. It's you guys. So, find something productive, usually creative. Meditate, get some breathing in, get some exercise in, you'll be all right. So, some funny stuff on the internet, anything on the old YouTube. my YouTube feed is now just airplanes and modeling, and then the politics come into it. I am not getting into that freaking mess. Oh yeah, the other day, a Southwest jet had the cowling just rip right off the engine. I watched that. I was holding short. I was holding short of the runway. I could just show you, but I was holding short of one runway, and they said, "Hey, everybody, airport's shut down. Nobody's going anywhere. We got an emergency inbound." And I was like, "Okay." So let's see if I can pull this up. So here's the airport. I was holding short. There's a big conga line. This is 3-4 left is this runway here, and then there's taxiway, blah, 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 whatever. But I was holding short about here, and what they did is they said, okay, well, we're going to need to redirect you because you need to come up here to this runway. Southwest is going to use this runway. The reason they wanted that runway is, if you can't tell, oops, that's the longest one. It's over 16,000 feet long, 3 miles long. And they thought they had structural damage. Maybe they did, I don't know. But they were coming into land, and they wanted as much runway in front of them as possible. So we go and we hold short now 3-4 left, or 3-4 right, excuse me. And sure enough, Southwest comes in, lands, and I'm right here, and I look over to my left, and I'm like, that engine doesn't look right. They hooked up the tow trucks, the crash trucks came surrounding it, and they did a good job. They did a really good job. Whatever mechanic left that cowling open, that's my guess anyway. I shouldn't speculate, especially on the old YouTube. But if I had to guess, if I was guessing, they were doing maintenance on that engine, and somebody didn't buckle it down properly. And it's down underneath. You can't, the pilot doing the walk around, you're not going to see that. It can look closed. So they did a good job. No, the airplane was never really in any danger. These things are tanks. And with the redundancy that goes on these days, there's no genuine reason for fear of flying anymore. It's unbelievably safe, and I speak from experience. So that was pretty cool. And was it that trip? Well, anyway, I was going to tell you, I ended up jacking up my back at work. All these, you ever seen the movie Groundhog Day? Have you watched that one? Where it's just the same thing over and over and over? Yeah, that's the life of an airline pilot. It's just the same thing. Probably most professionals. The same thing over and over each day. So I can't remember when things happened. I just know that certain things happen. Anyway, I helped a passenger with a bag. Geez, Dad, calm down, you're rambling. Well, I see the clock, and I don't want to make this run too long. But passenger couldn't lift a bag up. And so what do? Here, ma'am, I'll help you. I'm coming back from the laboratory. And I'll give you a hand. I thought this thing was going to weigh like 20, 30 pounds. No, she had packed lead bricks in there. Not literally. I don't know what the hell she had in there. But so I go to pick this thing up like it's light. And no, it's like a dying neutron star. It's pick it up and my back wrenches. The point of the story is I fly to Palm Springs. I get to Palm Springs and my back is in such pain that I have to go to the ER. And they just hand out opioids. I literally told the guy, listen, I don't want opioids. I consider those to be a no-no. Plus, it just masks the pain. It just makes you stupid is all it does. It doesn't actually relieve the cause of the pain. I had a strained muscle, and I don't know what actually I said muscle spasm, I later found out. So a muscle relaxer would have been better. But anyway, my point, hopefully by the time you watch this, they've got this damn opioid crisis under control. And no offense to Mom. Mom's a great doctor. She really is. Mom's a great doctor. But there are a lot of doctors out there who just fling opioids at patients who come into the ER. Good God, I told the guy I didn't want them, and he still gave me 12. Well, I'll just give you 12. What the hell, bro? Just keep your damn opioids. They're like damn drug dealers. So, talk about causing stress in people's lives. You get them hooked on opioids, it's going to cause a lot of stress. Whew. Anyway, all right. I am running over to get some dinner with a couple friends here, and that's why I'm on a little bit of a timetable here. But there you go, girls. That's the first video. I hope at some point I can help you actually manage stress together. But if not, breathing exercises, exercise itself, get all that stuff. I hope it was somehow beneficial. All right. I'm going to take you guys on the trip with me. I'm going to take the old GoPro, and I can't film in the cockpit. Well, I can while we're on the ground. But anyway, I'll bring you along and let you see what life is like flying in the friendly skies. All right. Until then, as always, love one another as I've loved you. Be good to one another. Always. All right. Love you guys. I'll see you soon.